Cuando amas lo que haces, cuando disfrutas lo que haces, creo que la palabra sacrificio sí cuesta un poquito explicarla, porque para mí cuando tú amas lo que haces, pues no es sacrificio, no quiere decir que sea fácil, pues se vuelve, vamos a ponerle que menos difícil, ¿no? ¿Por qué? Porque disfruto mucho lo que hago.
Can I have your questions?
Ha habido grandes peleas entre mexicanos y puertorriqueños, un muchacho joven, fuerte, y creo que es una pelea atractiva para la gente, por eso es que decidí hacer esta pelea y creo que es una pelea interesante.
You think I'm scared of you?
Guerra.
La chinga de tu vida te voy a dar. Gracias. Gracias.
No, mi legado ya está y obviamente estamos en un deporte donde se gana y se pierde, pero como te digo, como lo acabas de decir, ¿no? Siempre nos preparamos para ganar y eso ya está escrito, ¿no? El sábado levantaremos la mano y mi legado no cambia, he hecho muchísimo en el boxeo, he hecho muchas cosas y mi legado ya está ahí.
Ah, les pieds loin en avant sur la machine.
As Canelo Álvarez cheers on Mexico during the 2026 FIFA World Cup, many boxing fans may not realize that his own return to the ring is just around the corner. The former undisputed super middleweight champion stepped away from competition after suffering a disappointing loss to Terence Crawford last September. After skipping the traditional Cinco de Mayo fight weekend, Canelo is now expected to return this September to challenge Christian Mbilli for the WBC super middleweight title. The bout is set to take place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, marking the first time in Canelo's career that he won't have a massive Mexican crowd behind him as he attempts to reclaim the championship belts he lost to Crawford. Interestingly, the two fighters recently crossed paths in Egypt, marking their first public meeting since the matchup was announced.
Hey guys, please be careful because this is company very dangerous. Okay? Left, right, please. Yes.
That meeting in Egypt led directly into the first official press conference for Canelo vs Christian Mbilli, held at the breathtaking Great Pyramids of Giza. It provided a spectacular backdrop for Canelo to officially announce his return to boxing. At 35 years old, some believe the Mexican superstar should consider retirement, but Canelo insists he still has plenty left to accomplish. His confidence was evident throughout the press conference as he looked ahead to his first fight since losing to Crawford. He also exchanged verbal shots with Mbilli, who made it clear that he has no intention of surrendering his championship belts without a fight. From the very beginning, Mbilli sent the message that Canelo would be facing a determined and dangerous champion.
And now let's speak to the fighters. First up, the champ is here, Christian Mbilli, everybody. Since September, you burst onto the scene, a fight of the year against Lester Martinez. You've been elevated to the WBC super middleweight champion of the world, and now you're fighting the face of boxing. What have the last 8 months been like for you?
The last 6 months for me was amazing. You know, I have fight like in a big show. My last fight was in Vegas. I become a world champion. My goal was to be a world champion, and you had a fight with Canelo. I think the six last month was incredible.
Tell us why you believe not only that you belong in the ring with Canelo, but that you can beat Canelo.
I think I have a good style to beat Canelo because I am amazing. I'm an amazing fighter. I have good power, good speed. I have all ability to beat Canelo and win this fight.
Good luck to you. Speak more.
Mbilli believes he has everything needed to successfully defend his world title against Canelo. For the undefeated Cameroonian, this represents the biggest opportunity of his career. However, defeating Canelo is an entirely different challenge. The Mexican legend has spent well over a decade competing against elite opposition and has accumulated experience that few fighters can match. Even so, questions remain about Canelo's physical condition. Following his defeat to Crawford, he underwent major shoulder surgery, and at this stage of his career, facing a hungry undefeated champion is no small task. Despite those concerns, Canelo dismissed any doubts about his health, insisting that he thrives on challenges and is returning because his passion for boxing remains as strong as ever.
And now, of course, the face of boxing, Canelo Álvarez, everybody. Canelo, some uncharted territory for you, coming off a loss, elbow surgery, and now you're the challenger. How confident are you that you can still be on top again?
I'm so confident. You know, I always confident because I know where I am, and how I train, how I feel, and how good I am. So I'm very confident.
We asked Sergio Mora questions he had about you, and he said he just wanted to know how bad you still want it. Do you still want it the way you did when you were younger, fighting for every fight to become champion?
Yes, I still want it. I feel like I have 15 years old.
Yeah. So what do you think about your opponent, Christian Mbilli? Why did you choose him? You could have fought anybody you wanted to.
No, he's a champion. He's a champion, and he's a danger fighter. He throw a lot of punches. He's strong, and I like that kind of fight.
Mbilli displayed tremendous confidence throughout the press conference, behaving as though he was preparing for just another title defense. The Cameroonian champion made sure to present himself as the man in control of this matchup. He acknowledged that Canelo delivered a respectable performance against Terence Crawford, although he admitted he isn't particularly fond of fighters who rely heavily on movement. Even so, he praised Crawford's overall display and revealed that he carefully studied the fight, identifying several weaknesses in Canelo's performance that he believes he can exploit. Still, Mbilli refused to reveal his strategy, saying everyone would have to wait until September to see his game plan unfold inside the ring.
Canelo, in his 68th pro fight, when he makes the walk for your fight, he'll be 36 years old. How much of a factor do you think that will play in this matchup?
Well, I don't care about the age. The factor is my ability to box and his ability. And I think it's the perfect timing for me.
So what will your strategy be in this fight?
I will not change anything, you know. I will keep my style, throw punch, put pressure, and we're going to see if he can deal with this, you know.
What did you think about Canelo's performance against Terence Crawford?
It was a good fight. I'm not a big fan of running boxer, but it was a good performance for Crawford. That's it.
Did you see anything in that fight from Canelo that maybe you can expose? Any weaknesses?
Yes.
Such as?
I will not give any details, but you're gonna see in September.
Up to that point, the press conference had remained respectful, with both fighters discussing each other's previous performances. Then the atmosphere suddenly changed. Mbilli warned Canelo that age would finally catch up with him and that he would regret stepping into the ring on September 12th. Canelo immediately fired back, declaring that even if he were 50 years old, Mbilli still wouldn't be able to defeat him. He promised to shock the champion in September and prove that he still belongs at the top of the sport. Speaking about Mbilli's recent victory over Lester Martinez, Canelo praised it as an entertaining fight filled with action. He added that styles make fights and welcomed another exciting toe-to-toe battle if that's the kind of contest Mbilli wanted.
And Canelo asked you, he was in a fight of the year against Lester Martinez. What did you think about that fight and his performance?
I think they made a good fight. The style makes the fights, and they have perfect style to do that kind of fight. And I think they throw a lot of punches, and they receive a lot of punches too. So that was a good fight.
If he comes to you right in front of you and just wants to slug it out and make this mano a mano fight, is that something you would welcome?
Yeah, why not?
He seems to be tailor-made for you. You heard Richard Schaefer say that styles make fights. You've gone 8 fights in a row without a KO. Is a 9th straight decision fine with you, or are you determined to get back on a knockout streak?
No, I just train, and I do my best in the gym, and I go into the fight to try to knock out my opponent. But at the same time, I'm ready for everything.
And Mbilli says he views this as a 50-50 fight. What percentage chance do you give him to beat you in this fight?
0.
Why do you say 0? Nothing he does impresses you?
No, he's a good fighter. But my mind is 0%.
And you said yesterday something that in 10 years, 20 years, he could never beat you. What makes you so confident about that?
No, like he say, it's the perfect time because I'm old and this and that. I say to him, if I have 50 years old, you can still not beat me. So, and this life, he cannot beat me.
He's gonna be surprised in September.
You feel like that's just...
You're gonna be surprised.
Be ready. You're gonna be surprised. In September, dis-le, en septembre, il va regretter d'être sur le ring. En septembre, il va regretter d'être sur le ring.
In September, you will regret.
What?
Said that on September 12th, you will regret to be on that ring.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
In September, you're gonna regret to be in the ring.
No. But you will see different things.
You will see.
Hey, you will see different things. I'm not your opponent. You come to France and all this and made it for you. Come on, bro.
I'm not Berlanga. I'm not. Comment il s'appelle? Mungia. You're gonna.
No, and you don't Golovkin. You know this and this
I
and
know.
this and this.
But you don't have the same age now.
We will see.
Not some performance that Golovkin.
Like I say, if I'm 50 years old right now, you cannot beat me.
You're gonna see.
Okay.
In September, be ready.
We'll see.
Canelo appears fully committed to making his comeback a successful one, but opinions among boxing experts remain divided. Former world champion Tim Bradley believes Canelo will defeat Christian Mbilli by using his trademark counterpunching and precise combinations, making it look like the Mexican star has turned back the clock. However, Bradley also criticized Canelo for never facing David Benavidez, arguing that he avoided one of boxing's biggest fights. According to Bradley, Mexican boxing has always been about accepting the toughest challenges, just as Julio Cesar Chavez once did against Oscar de la Hoya. He believes Canelo's pride and reluctance to lose to a fellow Mexican have prevented fans from getting the fight they have wanted for years.
I saw the little, Mbilli, Mbilli fight that he's gonna be fighting. He gonna piece Mbilli ass up. Ooh, he gonna piece him up. I like Mbilli, tough guy, come bring the pain. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. But Canelo gonna catch and shoot his ass on his ass all night long. Uppercuts, hooks, oh, it's gonna be bad. Ooh, it's gonna be bad. And you know, Canelo gonna look like, you know, he gonna look like He-Man again.
Like he's back. Like he's back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he gonna look like he's back.
So Benavidez, you know, to your point, and great segue with Canelo, Tim. I mean, you must be in the media, but Benavidez said nobody cares about that fight. That Canelo should be fighting him. Is he right about that?
Yeah, hell yeah. Canelo should have been done fought Benavidez. He should have been fought Benavidez, man. I don't understand. I really don't well, I do understand. Canelo can't swallow that pride, man, and he can't. So some guys out there, and it kind of reminds me of Tank, right? They won't be able to deal with themselves if they lose to this certain guy, right? And it always has to be with the same damn race. It's like, come on, like, don't you want to pass the torch, right? So it's like, Canelo, Benavidez is probably the next guy up, but you know, you the old vet, don't you want to pass it? It's just like when De La Hoya fought against Chavez, and Chavez Senior passed the torch to De La Hoya. Yeah. You know, like here, you know, I'm that guy, but you know what? Let's go. I'm older now. You know what? You beat me. You the next one on the throne. You know, and that's respect, and that's the reason why I think a lot of people have a hard time with Canelo is because he doesn't have those codes. You know, he doesn't live by that. You know, it's a different generation, it's a different, you know, day and age. So he's just, you know, he's like,
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult shares a similar perspective regarding Christian Mbilli. In his view, Mbilli is not an elite-level opponent for Canelo. He describes the undefeated champion as a solid but limited fighter, questioning both his stamina and footwork while arguing that his style lacks the versatility needed to trouble someone with Canelo's experience. For that reason, Showbiz believes Mbilli is the perfect stay-busy opponent for Canelo as he attempts to rebuild momentum after his defeat to Crawford.
He is a C fighter at best, and I heard Timothy Bradley saying that Canelo Álvarez should stay away from him. Canelo Álvarez is all-action fight, straightforward, no special effects. Canelo loved those fights. You see the Ryder fights, the Jaime Munguia fights, Triple G3, Berlanga. Okay, this is the type of matchmaking Canelo Álvarez wants. And Mbilli is one-dimensional, too much fat on his punches. Yes, he's very physical, but that's about it. He doesn't set up his punches well. His footwork is ordinary. His stamina is questionable. And his biggest attribute may just be smoke and mirrors. He's not swatting as big or as hard as people say. Boom.
While several analysts view this as a favorable matchup for Canelo, the Benavidez camp strongly disagrees. Jose Benavidez Sr., the father of David Benavidez, criticized Canelo for choosing to fight in Saudi Arabia during Mexican Independence Day weekend instead of giving fans the showdown they truly wanted. Although he admitted Canelo could still win the fight, Jose argued that the Mexican superstar no longer carries the same influence in boxing. In his opinion, Canelo's era has ended and David Benavidez has become the division's new leading figure. He also claimed that Canelo has noticeably declined, pointing to slower reflexes, reduced speed, less power, and fading athleticism. Jose further accused Canelo and his promoters of carefully selecting favorable opponents rather than giving fans the high-profile matchups they have been demanding.
But since you know how the date is opening up, would you like to, cement September and May for you guys?
Taking over. May and September, we're taking over.
Jose, do you think that was strategic of them to try to, wait for this weekend, right? First he announced that he's coming to the fight, then he announced, his next fight, kind of seeming to ride the coattails a little bit of David?
I think he's chasing cloud, to be honest, to promote his fight and do more appearances. We know where Canelo's going. He was pound per pound. He's not even ranking the rankings right now, so I think we're all going to go through that stage, and I think his era is done, Reflexes, speed, power, legs are not there. So we see a Canelo declining little by little, and now he's trying to get some clout to promote his fight.
With his skills diminishing, like in your opinion, how does the Mbilli fight play out? Because Mbilli is a tough guy, right?
You know, to be honest, it could be another loss for him. Like I said, Mbilli is a little bit fresher, but you know, I don't think he's an elite fighter. You know, at the end of the day, they're trying to put fighters that he can beat. Not guaranteed, but fighters that are not, nobody wants to see that fight. It's not an exciting fight. He doesn't bring any more excitement to the fight. He hasn't brought any excitement to the fights. So, Cinco de Mayo's open for a great opportunity for the Mexican monster. We are gonna look spectacular. We can't just win a fight. We gotta look spectacular in order to show the people that we belong here. And we're taking over September.
Former world champion Sergio Mora also believes Christian Mbilli presents a serious threat to Canelo Álvarez. Mora described Mbilli as an extremely physical fighter who constantly pressures his opponents, works effectively from both stances, and carries relentless power that makes every exchange dangerous. He pointed out that Canelo is now an aging veteran with more than 75 professional fights behind him, adding that the Mexican prefers controlling opponents with his presence rather than engaging in exhausting wars. Since Canelo is unlikely to rely on movement or outbox Mbilli, Mora expects a physically demanding contest that could become far more dangerous than many fans anticipate.
Who's next for Canelo? I said, look, man, between Lester Martinez and Mbilli, I'd much rather him fight Lester Martinez. Both of them are similar in stature, but Lester Martinez is more of a boxer where he can give you chances of him pulling back and you can crack him. And Mbilli stays in your chest. He's a fucking tank. He stays in your chest. He squares up. He fights from the southpaw stance, left-handed stance. Hard to look good against guys like that, and a natural, bigger fighter. That's going to be a tougher fight for Canelo. And at this stage of Canelo's career, he doesn't like physical fights. He likes to impose his aura. He likes to impose his reputation. Guys to be intimidated. It ain't going to be Christian Mbilli. Mbilli has power, aggression, and he's ready for this moment, ready for the payday. It's going to be a tough fight for Canelo. Mark my words, man. Tough fight for Canelo.
And it's something else. Just it speaks to who Canelo still is, though. When you talk about a guy like Canelo Álvarez coming back against a guy like Mbilli, I mean, just lost by the skin of his teeth the last time out versus Martinez.
It was a draw.
It was a draw, exactly. But what do you think has to happen? And it's weird because it feels like he lost. But because I guess where Lester went on to achieve glory. But what do you think that Canelo has to do to look good versus Mbilli? What do you think he should be working on right now to come back strong?
Look, man, the only way to make it an easy night against a style like Mbilli is boxing. Canelo's not a boxer. Canelo's not going to be moving. Canelo's a flat-footed fighter. He's an older flat-footed fighter with 75 damn professional fights. He's been fighting professionally since he was 15. He is war-torn. The last thing you want is to be war-torn, to have physical ailments, and be in there in a physical fight with an undefeated puncher that's hungry for this moment. You got to give it to Canelo for stepping up. They must have paid him a huge amount of money, that Saudi money, to step in with Mbilli. It's a dangerous fight for him, man.
The boxing world remains split over this matchup. Some believe it is the perfect opportunity for Canelo to return, regain his confidence, and reclaim a world title. Others feel he is stepping into a dangerous fight that could permanently damage his legacy if things go wrong. What do you think? Can Canelo capture another championship, or will Christian Mbilli hand him another devastating defeat? Let us know your prediction in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest boxing coverage. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.